guys, welcome to another Team Memes Not Meta video, and today we are your team member Andrew S. with a brand new deck profile. So, Andrew S., what are we playing today?
Well, Brian, thank you so much. I'm really excited to show off a deck today that everyone loves playing against. It's super fun. It's definitely not annoying at all, and that is Exodia Crooked Cook in 2022.
Man, I'd love to play against that. So engaging, so much fun.
So much great gameplay. You know, I really like the part of the duel when you say pass, draw, pass, draw. It's one of my favorite parts. Some great gameplay. And jokes aside, though, this deck does a lot better than it should. And you can win games with this. People don't really expect this. So, yeah, you want to just get into it? Let's get right into it. Yeah. All right, guys. So Crooked Cook Exodia. Believe it or not, we're gonna play the 5 pieces of Exodia. This is a win condition. I would say you win by the other 2 win conditions of this deck a lot more than this, but still very good to have. So yeah, obviously 5 pieces of Exodia, and they have to be ultra rare. Do not play a lower rarity. Gold rare is acceptable, but nothing beyond that. So the main way we're going to do this, there's been a lot of different variants of this deck, but this is kind of a mix of all of them that I've seen on how I want to best get out that Crooked Cook and win. So in case you're not aware, Crooked Cook, when he's the only thing on the field, he's a level 4 number Xyz monster. When he's the only thing on the field, he's unaffected by all card effects, and we can make him in a way that he's also unable to be destroyed by battle, so he's essentially indestructible. There's a few outs, and we'll get into that, but it's not many. So essentially, how do we get level 4s on the field that make sure he is indestructible? First card and main card, Buzzsaw Shark. This is your go-to card. You want to get this on the field. Normal summon, his effect, target himself, summon a level 4 water monster from deck, and then you will go ahead and use the right-hand shark. And when an Xyz monster is made with only water monsters, including right-hand shark, it is indestructible by battle. So summon Buzzsaw Shark, get out right-hand shark, make Crooked Cook indestructible. And the rest of the cards are either other ways to do that, or we have another way to actually make Crooked Cooked undestructible. But as for the other ways, another one of your main normal summons is Beautunaful Princess, and ironically, probably the most expensive card in the deck. He normal summons, you can then tribute himself when it normal summons, and you get out a Buzzsaw Shark. Buzzsaw Shark does his effect, so essentially this is a 1-card Crooked Cook if everything is uninterrupted. Very, very good. The other way to make Crooked Cook indestructible is, of course, Astral Kuriboh. And his effect, you can reveal him in hand, reveal a number Xyz monster from your extra deck, and then summon him to the field. He becomes that rank's level, so he becomes a level 4 when you reveal it from your extra deck, and then an Xyz monster made by him cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Again, another way to make him indestructible. Very good card that was released in Brothers of Legend. And the last 3 monsters we have in the deck are just additional ways to get water level 4s on the field. Silent Angler, he can special summon himself as long as you only control water monsters. So if you open up either a Foolish Burial, which gets the shark in grave, because shark does have an effect where if you control no monsters, he can summon himself from grave. So say you open up Foolish Burial, Silent Angler, you can put shark in grave, summon shark, summon angler, there you go, you have Crooked Cook. So that's the monster lineup. Let's get into the spells. Imagine that, it's an Exodia deck. We play draw cards. 3 Pot of Extravagance. Obviously, the ideal cards you want to be playing here are 3 Prosperity, but guess what? I'm not going to spend $100 a piece on 3 cards for an Exodia deck. We're just not going to do it. So this makes do. It does fine, and honestly, I've never had an instance where I've banished all of my cooks off of one of them, because you're really only resolving one of these a game, so not a huge problem, and essentially free draws, because most of the extra deck is fodder. Now, other ways to get into the 1-card Beautunaful Princess, which is a 1-card Crooked Cook. Piri Reis Map. Card is absolutely insane. Half your life points at the start of your main phase. Search for a monster with 0 attack. Search for Princess. Go into your combo. Very, very good card that lets this deck become very consistent, I will say. You can probably 70 to 80% of the time get out Cook on the first turn. Mystic Mine is at 3 copies, so we're going to play Mystic Mine at 3 copies because it's insane, and a lot of the time, this just baits in a gate, which is really cool. Then you can go into the rest of your combos, and sometimes you can't get into Crooked Cook, and you just plop a mine down, and you know what? That works. A card that's really important for this deck, which you might be questioning why we're main decking it, is Dark Ruler No More. But this card does wonders, because if you do happen to go second, which of course is a 50-50 chance, this card allows you to win, because you can Dark Ruler them, set up your Crook, and then sit on it for the next 30 minutes and wait till the round ends and win. So, very good card. I main deck it. You can take it out if it's not relevant to your matchup, but it's so important that I main deck it, and I think that you should as well. The rest are all one-ofs. 1 for 1. Gets out Beautunaful Princess. Self-explanatory. Upstart Goblin. Draws a card. Self-explanatory. 1 day piece. Draws a card and provides protection. Foolish Burial. Again, get the Shark in Grave. If you, it's basically a 4th Shark, because if you open it up, you can get him on the field for free. And one of the other win conditions of the deck. The one final countdown. And I would say I win with this more than I win with Exodia, because you can draw this early, activate it, and a lot of the times it's very easy to last 20 turns and just win by effect of Final Countdown. So that's the deck. That's 40 cards. Guess we'll get into the extra deck here. Not a whole lot to see. We have, of course, 3 Crooked Cook. Very good card. I think you know what it does at this point. I will mention now that his second effect does come up. Now, his second effect is he can quick effect nuke your entire field. And that's an amazing effect because, well, it says he gains attack for each card that he destroys by that, but that doesn't really matter. What matters is if you go ahead and either your opponent gives you a monster in some weird instance, or if you activate a spell card. Like, for example, let me show you a common thing that has come up when I'm testing. Say that Crooked Cook is on field, and I activate a 1 day of peace. You technically control a card when you activate the 1 day of peace. So your opponent can respond to the 1 day of peace and use an effect to try to destroy Crooked Cook, because there's now another card that you control. But you can then chain your quick effect, destroy the 1 day of peace, it resolves backwards, your opponent's effect doesn't work because he's now unaffected, and then you still draw the card from 1 day of peace. And I don't know, I'm not an insanely well-cultured person on the exact rulings of the game. Brian, maybe you can chime in here, but that works throughout testing that I've done online, and it's pretty insane. So yeah, that's effect that's really good. You have to be careful though, because of course you only have 2 of those because you only have 2 materials. We play the 1 Zeus. This is in case you do have another thing on your field, or if you need to get rid of Crook for some reason, you can attack into whatever's on your opponent's field, summon Zeus, blow up the field, make a new Cook. Ideally, you'd play 2 Zeus here. Since you play 3 Cook, you can essentially do it 2 times. But I don't have 2 Zeus, so we're going to play 1. We play the 1 Utopia Double. Shout out for Brian for this. The rest of the deck is pretty much fodder, but you reveal this with Astral Kuriboh as kind of like a bait, I would say, for your opponents, so they don't know that you're playing Crooked Cook right away. Sometimes they'll, let your Astral Kuriboh go a little bit more. So, very good. Otherwise, just fodder, though. The last non-fodder card we technically play is Diamond Direwolf. It's situational. You can make this because he nukes himself and another card, so he's off the field and you have no cards on the field again. I mean, I don't exactly make that often, but you can. The rest is all fodder, but there is method to our madness, because these are all actually Ghost Cherries targets. And I do side deck the 3 cherries, and I put in cards that I think are going to be a problem at my locals to beat this deck. So you can see Downer Magician attacks directly. You can see why that's a problem. Low the risk assembled Nightingale attacks directly. That's a problem. Almirage is the main way that people get Nightmare Corruptor Ibly on the field, and if you have a monster, that's a problem. So that as well. This Tri-Brigade card, Baron Blossom, of course, because Tri-Brigades are good and I don't like them. Hayate attacks directly. That's a problem. Pentastag deals piercing damage. That's a problem. Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardish is dumb, and I hate this card, and I don't want people to be able to do it, so I put it in there. And then last one, an El Shaddai card, Winda, can be problematic, don't want to see that. And then, of course, Macabre. If we're going second, those 2 are good to hit with cherries. And quickly, the side deck here, as we mentioned, we got the 3 cherries. I think this is a unique case where you can really utilize cherries since you don't need a whole lot of space in the extra deck for other things. So that's what we're going with here. We got the 3 Godarla, the Mystery Dust Kaiju. The Barrier Statue of Wind, not as common, but still don't want to take any chances. So we're just going to play these 3 Kaijus, especially because they're very affordable now, because they got reprinted in Brothers of Legend. An absolute crap ton of spell and trap removal. We have the 1 Harpies, We have the 3 Twin Twisters, of course, and then we have an additional 2 Cosmic Cyclone, because Spell and Trap can be problems, so we have a lot of ways to remove them if we have to go second. And the main card going second that really, really is good, obviously, against combo decks. You play the 3 Nibiru, and yeah, very, very good. You put these in instead of the Dark Rulers, you can Nibiru their field and just go into your Crooked Cook stuff, get rid of your Nibiru on your turn once you summon him with Cook's effect, and sit on Cook until you win. Alright, so we're going to do a quick hand test here to show you how consistent this can be. We have a shuffled deck here, so we got Pot of Extravagance. And this is going to be very basic, just, you know, there's various ways to get into the Crooked Cook. And so yeah, this is a pretty good hand, right? So here's what we have that we're working with. So ideally, the first thing we would do, of course, is activate the Pot of Extravagance. But you know what? We have what we need in hand here, so we're not even going to do that. We're just going to go for the combo so I can show you the main way to do it, right? So normal summon Beautunaful Princess, his effect. Going to go ahead, tribute, summon from deck. A Buzzsaw Shark. Now, there's 2 sharks in the deck. Buzzsaw Shark is the one that activates to target himself and then summon from deck in defense a right-hand shark. And now that we control 2 water monsters, and one of them is right-hand shark, which gives the effect of not being able to be destroyed by battle, you can go ahead and overlay into a number 59 Crooked Cook. And then you can now sit here for the next 35 minutes. So that's basically just the combo. Get into Cook, and if you need to, activate his effect to detach. Something to note, he doesn't have to be a material still to have Crooked Cook's effect, to give Crooked Cook the effect. Once you detach him as material, the effect reads that a monster that is summoned with this as material, not that has this as material. So you can activate his effect 2 times, detach both of these if you need to nuke your field for any reason, and you still have Cook sitting there. So, yeah, that's basically the combo. Crooked Cook, get into it, sit there, you know, maybe draw a final countdown, draw some other Exodia pieces, and if you need to, you got the Mystic Mine.
Alright, so that was the deck. Any final thoughts, Andrew S?
Yeah, so Crooked Cook Exodia, like I said, can steal some games. I wouldn't exactly bring this to a regional level, but you know, testing and going to like locals with this, you are going to catch a lot of people off guard. Let me mention here some of the main outs to this so you know to prepare for them. Kaijus, problem. Goddess of the Underworld, summons with it, that's a problem. Any deck that can give you a monster, also a problem. Things like Lair Infernoid, guy behind the camera knows this, if you can give me a token, that's a problem. Nightmare Corruptor Ibli, also a problem. But outside of that, there's really not a whole lot of outs to this, and it's going to catch a lot of people off guard. A lot of people aren't playing the proper outs, and you can win games with this and win matches and win locals. And people will hate you, and they will probably want you to die, but all that matters is you're playing a meme, and you're winning and having fun. So with that said, thanks so much for tuning in to today's Memes Not Meta deck profile. Go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe, all that great stuff. We appreciate it as always. And join our Discord. Our Discord link always in the description below. Please do that, and we'll be able to talk with you guys and have a good time overall. So this has been another Team Memes Not Meta deck profile.